In this tutorial, we are discussing about how to nest loops. So what is nested loop? If a loop exists inside the body of another loop, it's called a nested loop. There is no rule that a loop must be nested inside its own type. In fact, there can any type of loop nested any type and to any level. Let's see the syntax for nested for loop. For initialization, condition and increment, and inside the body of outer for loop we can make a inner for loop with the same structure as the outer for loop, that is for initialization, condition and increment. And inside the curly braces we use the statement of inside loop, and after the curly braces of inner loop, we post the statement of outer loop. In this way, we can make the syntax for nested for loop. Let's discuss about the syntax for nested while loop. First of all, we make a outer while loop, and inside the curly braces of the outer while loop, we placed a inner while loop with the same structure as the outer while loop. While condition, and inside the curly braces the statement of inside loop, and outside the curly braces the statement of outer loop, and the curly braces closed. So first of all the inner loop, first of all the condition of outer loop will be taken checked, and then the condition of inner loop will be checked, and then the statement of inside loop will be printed, and then the statement of outside loop will be printed. So basically first of all we check the outer loop condition, and then we check the inner loop condition until and unless it becomes false, and then we again check the outer loop condition. Here is the syntax for nested do while loop. Inside the outer do while loop, we place the inner do while loop in the same way as we do in a for or while loop. Let's see the code how we can use the nested loops. Nested for loop. So we all know that nested loop, we have a loop inside the loop. So first of all we make a class, that is class nested for loop. We write here public class nested for loop, and inside the nested for loop we make a public static void main string args, and when we initialize two variables, that is weeks is equals to 3 and days is equals to 7. For outer loop print weeks, and for inner loop it will print days. That is for I is equals to 1, I less than equals to weeks plus I, and system.out.println week, and then in the inner loop we just print the number of days. Let's execute it. Control S. Zavat nested for loop .java. See, it will compile successfully. Let's execute it. Nested for loop. See, first of all it will print the week 1, and inside the week 1 we just print all the values of the second loop, and then the second loop start outer loop, and then we print all the value of inner loop, and then the third loop we just print all the values of inner loop. First of all the outer loop will execute, and it will continues until and unless the inner loop execute, and again outer loop, and then the inner loop completes its cycle, and then the outer loop lastly completes its cycle. So in this way nested for loop work. Let's discuss about nested while loop. Nested while loop will also work as the same way, and what we do here, we just put the first thing as while, and the inner loop we make just the same as ever as the for loop. First of all the while statement first loop will be continue, and then the second loop, that is inner loop, will be taken place. So what happens with nested loop? We can use it with both for and we can use it with both while and for. Let's just execute it. First of all, Zavak nested while example dot java. See, it will give, oh sorry, it's the class name is mistaken here. Zavak nested while loop dot java. See, it will compile successfully. Let's execute it. Java nested while loop. See, it will print the same thing. What happens in the earlier, that is, I don't write the same name as the class name. So the class file will not found and it will show me the error. So you should use the same name as the class name. So in this way, we can use the nested loop. Thank you.